What is membrane medicine?
Membrane medicine is the healing and the study of the cell membrane. And so in order to understand that, I want to talk a little bit about what exactly the cell membrane is and its function. And, humans have a cell membrane, whereas plants have a cell wall. So our body works with biochemistry, and each cell is a factory. And each factory belongs to an organ system, and every cell has a different job to do, but it does it with its biochemistry. And in order to work right, it has to have a stable environment. It has to be able to communicate with other cells in order for the body to work like a symphony. So the cell membrane is what stabilizes the little factory. And within each factory, we have the organelles, which are specialized microfactories, and each organelle is also surrounded by this beautiful membrane structure. And the cell membrane is actually 2 layers of fat called phospholipid, which is a special kind of fat, and it makes a sandwich. And these fats are what the cell membrane is made of. And the issue that can happen is the cell membrane can get damaged. And it gets damaged by a process called oxidation, which is from inflammation. And so things that lead to inflammation, like poor nutrition, infections, toxins, super high stress, all of those things lead to inflammation that will damage the cell membrane. And if the cell membrane gets damaged, it's kind of like melted plastic. If you picture saran wrap, and saran wrap is stable but flexible. You can mold it around a dish. But what happens to saran wrap if you hold it over an open flame? It melts. And that's what happens to the fats in our cell membranes when they get oxidized. And then what you're dealing with is the cell can't communicate with other cells. The mitochondria, which are your energizer bunnies inside your cells that make energy, they actually make energy in between the 2 layers of fat. And so when you have melted plastic on your mitochondria, it's like you have leaky batteries and you cannot make energy. And that the hormones need receptors in order to work. So when you have damaged cell membranes, your hormone receptors can be fine and you can have good, healthy hormone levels, but because they're sitting on this caving in structure, the cell membrane, the hormone receptors now have a different shape and your hormones don't work. So when you have these damaged cell membranes, your cells can't communicate, your hormones don't work, you have no energy, you can't think straight because your brain is also 60% fat. And so if the fats in your brain get oxidized too, it just creates a horrible, horrible conundrum. And so membrane medicine is really looking at what causes this damage and how do we reverse it.